everyone! In this video, we are going to talk about a few common mistakes that people make when talking in English. So let's get started. Error number 1. I've heard a lot of people asking for somebody's name using the phrase, "What's your good name?" Now, when you pose this question to a native speaker, you get him to wonder if he has got a bad name as opposed to a good name, because this phrase does not exist in English. This is a result of mother tongue interference, as in when you think of a phrase in your native language and you try to true translate it into English, errors like these occur. In this case, the phrase is "Aapka shubh naam kya hai?" So shubh naam is true translated into English as good name, and you come up with "what's your good name?" But like I said, this phrase does not exist in English. If you want to ask for somebody's name, just stick to "what's your name?" Or if you want to be polite about it, you can say, "May I know your name, please?" Error number 2 is when people use TOO in order to compliment something or in order to say a good word for something. But remember that TOO is used in a negative sense. For example, if you say that the coffee is too sweet, you're saying it actually means that the coffee is so sweet that you can't drink it. If you say that he's too kind, it means that he's too kind for his own good, as in he's so kind that people take advantage of him, or he's so kind that it's not good for him. You can say that she's very beautiful if you want to compliment a girl, but you can't say that she's too beautiful, because it means that she's so beautiful that you can't bear to look at her. Error number 3 is when people give directions, and in order to say that something is behind another building or behind a lane, they use the word backside. I've heard a lot of people saying, "My house is backside of ICICI Bank," or "My room is backside of that restaurant." Now remember that backside refers to a part of the human anatomy. So you can say that when he fell, he hurt his backside, which means that he hurt his bottom. But you can't say backside when you're talking about geographical locations, as in the hardware store. So behind is appropriate when you're trying to give directions, but not backside. Error number 4 is when people use the phrase "one of" followed by a singular noun. For example, I've heard a lot of people saying, "She's one of my good friends," or "He's one of my teacher," or "She's one of my friend." Now when you're saying "one of," it should always be followed by a plural noun, because you're picking one from a group of other things, or probably things which are more than one. So it's appropriate to say, "She's one of my good friends," or "He's one of the math teachers," because "one of" is you're picking one from a bunch of people or a group of things. So it should always be followed, the phrase "one of" should always be followed by a plural noun. Number 5 is some people inaccurately use plural words with an S. For example, children's, or people's, or furnitures, which is not correct. So in case you want to use these nouns which are already plural, just use them as is. For example, children, people, you shouldn't use an S with these nouns. Error number 6. This is kind of funny. I've heard a lot of people saying that I'm having 2 brothers, or I'm having 2 sisters, in order to mean that they have a brother, they have 2 brothers, or they have 2 sisters. Have is a word that we use to indicate possession. For example, you can say, "I have a pen," or "I have a laptop." But when you use having, it usually means that you're consuming something. For example, you can say, "I'm having breakfast," which means you're eating breakfast. Or you can say, "I'm having lunch," which means that you're eating lunch. So you can't say "I'm having 2 brothers" or "I'm having 2 sisters" to mean that you have a brother. these are just a few errors that I've heard a lot of people make when talking in English. So I've put this list together so that you can learn from this video and not make these mistakes. If you think that there are some other errors that people make a lot and I've not included in this, you can put them in the comments box below. And if you think that this video has helped you, then please hit on the like button or subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much. I'll see you in my next video. Take care.